Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome to the middle of November the 15th, 2024, 6:42 in the morning here at Garden State Weather. And I'm meteorologist Robert Smith, and this is beautiful. This is the Bellagio Conservatory Cam in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it is all Christmas this morning and 55 degrees. Naples Botanical Cam in Naples, Florida. Looking good this morning just prior to sunrise, 70 degrees. Rick's Cafe Cam in Jamaica. Wow, 79 this morning. Frenchman Bay Cam in Bay Harbor, Maine this morning. A lot of flat clouds around the area this morning, and it's chilly at 30 degrees, but there's a warm up coming. And the Brooklyn Bridge this morning as the sun is rising at 6:43 this morning over the horizon. This looks good. It's chilly, but it's warmer than it has been, about 43 this morning. And look at the sky cover here. Over the Lincoln Harbor Cam in Weehawken, New Jersey, 43 degrees this morning and looking good. In Puerto Rico, 75 at Palomino Island Beach here and Conquistador Resort, 75 this morning. This looking good. Seattle Skycam this morning. There's our beautiful, beautiful monument here. 45 degrees, scattered clouds. Wrigley Field Cam in Chicago this morning. It's quiet and 48 degrees. Sky Deck Cam in Chicago, Illinois. Beautiful, 48 degrees this morning. And you can see this on the north view here as well. Rick's Cafe Cam in Jamaica, we did that. Frenchman's Bay Cam, we did this. Where is New York City here? It's looking good, 43 this morning. And we did the Brooklyn Bridge. That's good enough. Got to be a lot of software updates going on my computer at the same time while I'm doing this, but that's okay. Top of the rock cam here in New York City, 43 degrees, scattered clouds, sunshine coming in. Midtown Manhattan shows the same thing, and skies are becoming sunny over the horizon here, and 43 degrees. Reunion Cam in Dallas, Texas, looking good, 48 this morning. Toronto, Canada. What a great city. Look at this. It's gorgeous. 43 degrees. Skydeck Cam in Chicago, Illinois, 48 degrees, and it is quiet this morning on the north view as well. Probably some fog. And Frenchman's Cam, we did this. Memorial Museum, we did this. Brooklyn Bridge, we did this. Weehawken, we did this. We did all of this. Well, we saw the Dublin Cam as well, and they're just getting ready to party in there. We have fire weather danger again today across all of the forecast area. Right now, it's 38 and mostly cloudy, but that's going to be exiting as the storm system that transferred off the North Carolina coast and brought a little bit of rain to Delmarva and also to southern New Jersey is exiting this morning, and skies will become mostly sunny. Temperatures will be about 56. Pollen is high. This weekend looks good. Sunny skies, seasonable temperature 60 to 63. Again, we're containing the wildfires, but today is going to be a day where the winds are going to be howling in. So any fires that ignite will spread quickly. And we're back to the next chance of precipitation here, which comes in on Thursday. Actually, Thursday night. And then on Friday as well. It's not a lot of rain, believe me. It's not going to make that much dent in the drought right now. 38 degrees and falling, but it will be rising over the next couple of hours. And it feels like 38. There's a lot of clouds around the area, about 72% right now. No precipitation today. Again, air quality is good at 36, but it is a little higher with pollutants of smoke in the air. UVI index is 2. Dew point is so dry, it's 19 degrees. That's why there's no precipitation from those clouds, those mid-level and high-level clouds around the area. Relative humidity, 43%. The wind is out of the northwest as high pressure is overhead at about 1 to 9 miles an hour. Allergy and weed, well, you get the story. Visibility better than 10 miles. Air pressure is high. Guess what? If you've looked at the moon, it's about 100%. Full moon today is at 98%, and the full moon occurs today. Okay? Sunrise was at 6:44, sunset tonight at 4:38. At the meteorology program in New Brunswick at Rutgers University Meteorology Program at Cook's College here, it's 40 this morning, and the wind is out of the northwest, and it's very light because high pressure is in control. And of course, the shorelines here have the warmest temperatures in the low to mid 40s, and the cooler spots, again, below freezing at High Point, and Walpack at 29, Sandyston at 30, and High Point at 32. Let's get back up here to the air temperatures right now, and they're in the 30s and 40s here in northeastern New Jersey and the New York City metropolitan area, and around the coast as well, and southwestern New Jersey. There's a lot of cloud cover. Minimum temperatures this morning didn't fall all that much, and they are definitely warmer right now than they have been over the last couple of days, so no difference there. Dew points are bone dry, but they're warming now across the Pennsylvania area here down through the Virginias, where there's warm air advection going on. So temperatures going to be warmer today than they have been by 15 degrees or so over the last couple of days. So we're making up for that. Relative humidity values also showing this on the imagery here over Pennsylvania and portions south. Solar radiation this morning, well, the sun's coming up, but it's not a lot of solar radiation going on right now. Evaporational transport under cloud cover, that's not going to happen. We've had no precipitation again in the last 24 hours. The good news is that the winds are lighter, so fires are being contained. Finally, air pressure will be building in on the higher side during today after low pressure passes off the Virginia Capes and the Carolinas this morning with no moisture once again. Soil moisture, negligatory. 50 centimeters, not a lot. Radar, some showers here in southwestern New Jersey, east of the Philadelphia River here. Geocolor imagery shows a smattering of clouds around the area. The IR band showing the same thing, and the water vapor band as well. And as we can see here, during the last 24 hours, there has been virtually no precipitation. Seagirt may be a sixth of an inch, 6/10 of an inch. All of it is to our south and west. Visibilities look good this morning, better than 10 miles in most locations. A little bit of fog here in the I-95 corridor down through northern Delaware, even into central and southern Delaware. But everybody else here in the New York City metropolitan area is doing very well. We have no major power outages here again today, and that's a good news. Not much has changed here with these fire weather dangers here. Red flag warnings again through southern New England through this evening. Southeastern New York, northern New Jersey, gusty winds. Yeah, relative humidity value is very low. Any fire that ignites anything with dry tundra and debris will increase across the area. Meanwhile, at the coastline, we have coastal flood advisories because of the coastal flood advisories in effect until noon on Saturday for the inundation of water here because of high tide, an astronomical full moon, and a fire weather watch remains in effect across the entire forecast area. Check with your carrier, but there are airport delays across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states this morning. Dare you, scuba divers and also surfers, getting into the water. It's in the mid-50s right now. Talk about Tropical Storm Sarah here going over Honduras and Nicaragua and everything else. It's going to become a depression with very, very heavy rains, mudslides here across this area and portions of Mexico as well. But there are still warm temperatures here in the Gulf, and when it recurves, according to the European model guidance, it's going to go a little bit further north and pass over Florida. The GEFS, the ensemble model guidance, says less of that with AL99, which is the invest here. So we're going to be looking at all of this in just a moment. And looking at Sarah this morning, or invest 99, whatever you want to call it, here over northern Honduras here, or portions of this area here. It's going to move in this direction, but it's getting into shear over the coastal waters right now of the Gulf Coast, but that's also going to change. From that storm off the Carolina coast here, we'll get into regional sectors here. And we could see this warm front approaching and the sky cover clouding up just a little bit here on the IR channel as the storm heads off the South Carolina coast. So skies will eventually become mostly sunny as we get into the afternoon with breezier conditions as high pressure begins to settle in, and this upper level low here transfers into Michigan and then later Canada. Nothing has changed in the cold and flu situation here. The cough is definitely continuing to build across the region. Strep throat is finally being reported. It hasn't been reported on this site in over a week. So it's going on across the south and increasing here over the mid-Atlantic region as well. Fever, that's about the same. Nothing in the flu department. Very little in the COVID department has changed, and RSV really hasn't changed that much either. Interesting. And there is a lot going on in the stratosphere here with the EP fluxes and vectors and divergence contours here off of the GFS model here in the Northern Hemisphere. So if we get into the surface here, winds in the QBO are becoming easterly now, and this shows up nicely even at 200 millibars, 100 millibars, and into the stratosphere very strongly right now. And an eastern-based QBO means a shift that would produce warming in the stratosphere around the polar vortex and stretch it. And if this occurs, and if it continues to occur, there's going to be some kind of stretching here of the polar vortex, and that's going to change our weather pattern here in the troposphere and in North America. The biggest question is where? Over North America or over Asia? We don't know that yet. And the only thing here in the Atlantic is Tropical Storm Sarah. We'll get into that in a minute. It's 45 knots right now. Could become a depression as it goes over Honduras and all of the southeastern regions here, Guatemala as well, and Ecuador as well. So we're going to get into this in just a moment. There is nothing going on in the Eastern Pacific and the Central Pacific. So let's hone in on Sarah right now. This tropical storm as of 3 a.m. Heavy rainfall, potential catastrophic and life-threatening flash floods, mudslides over northern portions of Honduras, Belize, El Salvador, eastern Guatemala, Nicaragua, the Mexican state of Quintana Roo. Heavy rainfall again. Flash flooding, mudslides. Tropical storm conditions expected along the coast of Honduras and adjacent Bay Islands where tropical storm warnings are in effect. The system is forecast to approach Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico later this weekend, and there is a risk of strong winds. Residents in these areas should monitor the latest forecast. And we're looking at rainfall here in northern Honduras right now, locally on the North Shore here, over 20 inches. So this is a dangerous storm situation here. It will become a depression as it moves over all of this here. But when it gets out here into the Gulf of Mexico, that's where things are going to change. Going back to the polar vortex and the EP flux here, we can see the polar vortex here is kind to stretch out just a bit here. And that's going to mean big changes here in the eastern United States as we go through the period to the end of the month. And we'll do the anomalies here at 500 millibars, and you can see the big evolution here with this omega block here over Hudson's Bay, strong cutoff lows in the Midwest and eventually the East Coast here as well. So it's going to set up some very interesting weather coming up in our direction. We can see this at the 10 millibar level here, maybe 10 millibar level here off the GFS operational. Takes the polar vortex and stretches it into the eastern United States and actually southeastern Canada and the northern central plains. This is a stretch, and this is forecasted by December 1st. So you're going to have to be looking at this very closely. This big change is happening according to the model guidance. GFS showing the same thing here with positive PNA over the Pacific, positive North Atlantic oscillation, and also the Rex block here over Canada, and underneath that, low pressure. So again, omega block. Okay. And underneath all these features is going to be storms cutting up through the plains, the eastern Great Lakes, and things are going to get chilly around here as we head into the end of November. But how this all plays out and the interactions with anything that's tropical left over in the Caribbean and the Deep South will play a role in precipitation for our drought. Questionable. On the aviational weather deck, we have basically VFR conditions as that area of cloud cover erodes today. Light this morning winds are going to be, and a few gusts to around 20 knots from the northeast to northwest by the afternoon as low departs and high pressure builds in. VFR conditions, gusty winds on Saturday out of the northwest. So this is where, on Saturday we have to deal with fire weather spread. Small craft advisories again, all areas through today. Choppy seas developing on the Delaware Bay during tonight. Saturday through Saturday night, small craft advisory in effect for the waters the first half, and then winds out of the northwest at about 20 to 30 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. Sunday through Tuesday, no headlines. Fire weather today increases, and don't really see that much of a change here. Fire weather is going to spread across the region through Saturday if you ignite anything outside, which you're not supposed to. And low relative humidity values on Sunday also again with gusty northwesterly winds. So this weekend, again, especially Saturday, please, please don't be stupid. Don't burn anything outside, including your grill. Going to be feet of snow here in the Cascades and into the interior northwest, and also in the Colorado Rockies. But high pressure is in control over the eastern United States, trough line coming through, low pressure off the Carolina coast. If you're looking for rainfall here in the eastern United States, it's going to be hard to come by, because all these changes in the stratosphere take time. Down to the tropospheric 500 millibar level. And if you're looking for rainfall, again, all of these storms heading up to the Great Lakes are running into a block of high pressure over Hudson's Bay and Canada. So they're redeveloping now. This is a story and a theme for this winter. So be mindful of this. And you can see by next Thursday and Friday, some precipitation is getting in here, but it doesn't mean a lot. Again, out to 15 days here off last night's European model guidance here in the New Jersey, New York City, and northern New England, mid-Atlantic area here. We're not looking at a lot of rain. Maybe in this area here, because of low pressure and warm frontal boundaries and cold frontal boundaries passing through. But the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, I have to say that this is not looking so good. And on the aviational, on the European model guidance AIFS here, showing a little bit more, but again, you know, this is not really going to be a tremendous amount of rain coming in over the next week. So fire danger is still going to be complicated by this. And we have to figure out where this pattern is evolving and going. This could certainly help the climate forecast system here over the next, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 days here. Not forecasting a lot, but this could put a dent in some of the drought that is now in place across the northern mid-Atlantic and especially southern New England as well. But I don't know. This don't look good. Any kind of wetting would be good. The GFS out to 15 days is showing this, so that's not going to end the drought, though. No. Waves coming in off the boardwalk here in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And on the boardwalk, it's sunny with a broken cloud cover this morning at sunrise. People are walking their dogs and just getting on the beach this morning. If you want to be joined in our socials, it's Garden State WEA on Twitter for constant updates. Garden State Weather Premium Forecast discussions, you can subscribe here on our channel at on YouTube. And then if you want to be added to our WhatsApp page, it's Garden State Weather. Just look us up on WhatsApp at Garden State Weather and we'll add you. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You have a beautiful Thursday, and we'll be back with you later today and throughout the day on Twitter.